Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Mason's Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined as always by the head coach of the CAA champion Hofstra softball team, Bill Edwards. Coach, how are you?
I like that. I like that. I'm doing well.
Well, that's understandably so. Over the weekend, you beat Towson last Wednesday, 6-0. You beat JMU the next day, 8-0 in 6 innings, then 2-1 over the Dukes on Friday. What are your thoughts on last week?
Just a great tournament. Kids played great. Great competition. The competition that you get during your conference tournament really sets you up for the regionals. We played great. The final game against JMU was a real barn burner, as they say in the old days, and it was fun to be out there competing against such a quality team.
That Towson game, a 6-0 win, didn't seem that it was anything spectacular. Olivia throws a shutout, but by her standards, wasn't her best performance ever. You got some timely hitting. Was that just a solid performance?
Solid performance. You can't expect to get all the timely hits. You can't always expect Olivia to be throwing perfect games and no hitters. She's human, and she's allowed to throw a 2 or 3 hitter here, so long as we get the timely hit. That's the name of the game, and we just have to continue to do that.
And the next day, the 8-0 run rule victory over JMU, and Olivia Galati was perfect that day. Her 5th career no-hitter. Did you expect that kind of performance against a team like JMU?
No, because JMU's for real, and for her to throw that kind of a game shows you how good she can be, and how she can realize that, okay, I wasn't so good yesterday. I have to pick it up, particularly since it's a winner's bracket game, and you get into that winner's bracket game, which is a huge game, because now you're going to play 1 game the next day, or you're going to have to play 2 games the next day, and she stepped it up.
Can you tell when Olivia's on a little bit of a different level during, whether it's the first inning, pre-game warm-ups? Can you just kind of tell?
Yeah, because she gets into a zone, and she'll talk to people, and she'll be social, and she'll take care of what she has to do. When she's in the zone and she knows that she has to pitch a big game, you can't go near her. She is really focused. She's in her tunnel. She's very much astute and aware of what is it that she has to do, and she's mentally and physically preparing herself to prepare.
And another senior, Tessa Ziemba, her postseason issues last year aside, this CAA tournament, she has a home run, she has a 2-run double, 5 RBIs on the weekend as a whole. How big is that for her?
She's getting there. She's been hurt all year long. She's been playing hurt with probably the most important part of your body that you have to hit with, and that's her hands. And she made that great throw. She's been doing things sort of handicapped a little bit, with right and left hand, taped up, hitting and defense. She's just a tough kid that loves to play the game.
And Tori Rocha gets the 2-run double, which turned out to be the only runs you would score against JMU in the championship game. What does that do for her confidence?
It does great things for her confidence, and it was an inside pitch, and we've been working on that inside pitch. She loves to drive the ball, and we've been working on inside. I'm saying the rest of the country knows that you take inside. So they're going to throw you in there, and you got to learn to hit in there. And she's starting to turn on it. And when she turned on that ball, she got the second base. She gave me the biggest smile. It was inside too. So we got a little bit of a bonus on that one.
Then you get to go to the NCAA tournament announced on Sunday night. You're going to Columbia, Missouri, to take on Oregon State on Friday. Then of course Mizzou, and then Stony Brook. Mm-hmm. How does that feel to get 2 Long Island teams?
Yeah, it's exciting to have 2 Long Island teams there to show that we can play softball there. Stony Brook's a great program, and for them to beat Albany twice in the America East Championship says a lot for their program. I think they're going to be very competitive, obviously, and I think that having 2 Long Island teams there is really cool, because we can show the rest of the country that, hey, there is some softball in the Northeast. I also think that it's a very, very, very tough regional. There's going to be some great pitchers there. It's going to be competitive, and we have 4 teams there really competing. We're just excited to get going.
And Hofstra not the only CAA team. James Madison gets to go to Knoxville with an at-large bid, the first time the conference has gotten 2 teams in the same tournament. What does that do for the conference?
How great is that? And Georgia State was on the bubble. I mean, we were hoping to get 3 in. And Georgia State may have been one of the last 5 out. So it shows you how competitive our conference is. Mickey's done a great job down there. Jalen Ford is really legit. Kiefer is right there. And when you have pitching immediately makes you a contender. And I think they're going to do some damage in Tennessee. Hopefully we can do some damage in Columbia. And I think that the conference now and the rest of the country knows that getting 2 bids out of the CAA really says something for your conference and the competitive spirit that we have going.
Now, have you had a chance to look at any of the 3 teams you could play this weekend?
Yeah, we've been, trying to get as much as we can. We don't know much about Oregon State, and the unfortunate thing is that we're not going to be able to see them play prior to. We'll be able to see Stony Brook play. After us, we'll be able to see Missouri play in the game after us. We're scrambling trying to get stuff on Oregon State. Very good team, Pac-12 team. Their schedule has been tough. They have beaten everybody that they need to beat. They've beaten the UCLAs, and they played the Arizonas and the Arizona States, and they're very competitive in that Pac-12, which is arguably one of the best conferences with the SEC in the country. So we really have our work cut out for us. And
then Missouri, they have the star pitcher in Chelsea Thomas, SEC Pitcher of the Year. Obviously, things have to go certain ways, but could that be quite the pitcher's duel?
It'll be fun, you're going to have to get your hitters ready to hit the miss. And when you get teams like Oregon State and Stony Brook, I mean, there's 4 great pitchers in this regional. Nobody's talking about Stony Brook Screwcross. She's legit. So we're going to have 4 great pitchers, and the hitters now have got to be ready because they're not going to get a whole lot of pitches to hit. And the hitters are going to have to wait for that pitcher's mistake, and they're going to have to hit it. And if you miss that mistake, that could miss the ball game for you.
How do you prepare your hitters for something like that?
You set up situations where you tease them in the zone, and then you give them a hittable pitch. You tease them in the zone, and then you give them a hittable pitch. And you want them to hit the strikes. Anything that's in the strike zone, you want them to be aggressive at. And then when the ball doesn't hop or it's a little bit closer to the middle of the plate, that's the one you have to get. So we're going to work the corners and work the outside edges of the plate, and then we're going to throw in some fatties, what we call fatties, right there. And those are the ones that got us really square up.
Now, last year you go into UCLA, you win that regional, you bring the core of that back. Does that experience help this team with no butterflies heading into this year?
Absolutely. Every year we've been fortunate enough to get into real tough competition during our conference championship, and then that carries us right into the regionals. The experience we had last year helps with all of our players, and all of those players are going to be able to put the tenor and pass down what they've learned to our first-year players. Our first-year players are experiencing the regional for the first time, and I think that the cushion and the experience that our older kids have had last year will help our younger players. Older players have been there, they've done that, they're ready to go. I'm not even worried about, but I know that our upperclassmen are going to take care of Maggie and Chloe and Corinne and Kim Smith and some of the kids that haven't been there before.
It's stressing the same message as always, or do the kids already know? Just play Hofstra softball.
Play Hofstra softball. Play to our standard. We've got to play great defense. Really great defense. Olivia's got to be Olivia. Okay, if Olivia's Olivia and we play great defense, the next key to this whole weekend is getting that 1 or 2 timely hits.
Well, Coach, good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Hofstra opens up NCAA tournament play in Columbia, Missouri, Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time against Oregon State. You can watch the game on ESPN3. You can listen to the game on WRA2. I'm Rob Joyce, and thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Mason's Coaches Report with Bill Edwards.